Hey guys, Sickers from Helmetkarts here. Today we've got a video on our brand new model. Here we've got the F63 Sprinter in an electric variant. So it's got a 2000 watt motor. Throughout this video, basically we're going to have a couple different sections. We're going to open it up, get everything sort of set aside so you can have a look, see what the different pieces are. And then we're going to delve straight into the assembly video to help you out put it together. So stay tuned and we'll get into it. Alright, so we've got everything out of the box. Now we're going to go over what all your different bits and pieces are and where they go, and then we're going to get into the assembly video part of it. You've obviously got all your suspension parts. Here you've got pretty much your rear swing arms. These will attach from your main frame up to basically your axle section. We'll show you how those sort of go there. You've got your front little dash here, which is basically your speed readout, handlebars. Here you'll have your front headlight. Your seat, you've got a charger there, as well as your little front bull bar section for it. So we'll get into the assembly section of this. First, to start off, we'll work on the rear section. So best way is to put it like this, and you want to start lining them up. I've also got all your nuts and bolts here. So grab two of them out. Alright, so I've put all of our nuts and bolts, sort of separated them. You've got some spare tools there. You don't have to use them. If you've got your own, I recommend just using your own tools. If not, you can use those. You'll see we've got the 16 M12 bolts with their nuts as well. You've got some smaller ones here, and then you've got your even smaller ones here, which are for your seats. I'll start picking through them as we're putting things together, and I'll show you which ones are for what. So we'll start off with our rear links. You're going to grab your M12 bolts. You're going to need 4 to begin with, as well as 4 nuts. To start off with, you want to grab your shorter arms. Now these arms here will basically line up. We'll grab another 4. We'll do your longer arms next. 4 nuts, 4 bolts. We'll need these pieces here. Now, if these ones you want to arrange, you'll have these little separate tabs back here. You want those towards the rear of the cart. So they'll basically go there. All right, next we're going to do your rear suspension. So same thing, 4 nuts and 4 bolts. Now all your suspensions, pieces are the same. So we'll chuck these on and we'll show you the points that you need to get them to. Now you will have to lift it up a little bit just to line it up. There you go, so your suspension and your rear links are on. You're gonna get me or the fucking there? There you go. Alright, so your tie rods, you'll see here, you got this little piece here. You'll see a square hole there. Pretty much just want to seat that in, make sure it's nice and snug in there. Nut on the bottom. So, moving on to your front suspension, same thing, 4 bolts and 4 nuts. Bring our suspension with us. Now you'll see your points where they need to go. You will have to lift it up a little bit just to sort of get it lined up. So I'll do it, get that ready. Lift that up. Grab the front wheels and I'll slap those on. I'm going to take your castle nuts off. Lift up your front end and just slide them in. All the way down to the end. Alright, now that those castle nuts are nice and tight, grab your split pins and you basically want to feed these through the hole right there. That's just going to ensure that your castle nuts are not going to go loose on you while you're riding around. So you want to take your bolts off here with your collets. Now your handlebars will come with everything already pre-done for you. So your accelerator, your brakes, everything like that, it's already going to be on there for you. Grab your handlebars as well as your front dash. And that's basically just going to sit on top of it like that. And then everything's going to bolt down just like that. Right, so after you do your handlebars, I'd recommend putting your headlight if you have that option. Your headlight's basically just going to bolt up to where your suspension links are at the top. I recommend putting it at the back just to make life a little bit easier for yourself. And then you'll have your little wire here which will plug into your harness at the back here. Alright, so plug it in your headlight, you'll have a little clip here. Basically will go straight out from your harness. That one's done. Then you'll have your key. You'll see another white clip here. That just lines up to that one and clips pretty much just straight in. Alright, now after plugging in those wires, you've got a couple more here. So you've got your power coming out from your battery. You have your two little yellow plugs here. Those pretty much just connect up, just like that. And then you'll have here, which is your power for your horn. These will just pretty much plug in here, as you can see. One there, and one there. That's all there is. After you've plugged everything in, we'll move on to your hydraulic brakes. So you'll see here, you've got basically two little holes down there, which is going to mount up to the rear left side of your axle. Now there'll be a little pad separator. You want to take that out before putting it over your basically your rotor. Now don't hit the brakes without this being on there because your brakes will lock up and it is a bit of a pain to get those separated. You're going to want to grab your two smallest bolts and then you just want to route it through in a nice little spot. Line it up with those holes that you'll see down here. We're going to do your front bumper. Now you'll grab your 4 bolts here. You'll see there's 4 of them, as well as the nuts to go with them. You'll come around to the front and you'll see your 4 little holes to put them through. Just like that. All right guys, so we're nearly done. Last step will be your seat. Now, your remaining bolts and nuts, you'll see you've got 2 black ones and 2 silver ones. Your black ones will want to go at the front and your silver ones at the back just because they're longer. I suggest putting them in the seat before and then just sliding them down. Just makes life a little bit easier when you're sort of tightening them up and trying to line them up. So straight through, and then you'll grab your 4 of your remaining nuts and then just put them underneath and you're good to go. Alright, so I'm going to jump on. I'm going to run you through some of the settings, the start procedure, a few different little things with it. First things first, this is where how you sit in it. You've got your key barrel right there, that'll turn it on. You'll see once it pops up, got your P, basically meaning park. To turn that off, basically you just want to hold down your brake and you'll see ready, and then your speedo will pop up. Now you'll see here D for drive, and then if you flick this little red switch there, R for reverse, back to drive, and then you'll have 3 numbers here, 1, 2 and 3. Those are your different power modes. So 2, 3, basically just controlling your power. You've also got your battery percentage there to give you a rough idea of how much power is left in the battery. So basically hold that, get rid of the P, thumb throttle. That's pretty much all there is to it.